After a long trip from Florida to Vancouver and one day exploring the city, it was time to get to our boat. The marina was on the island of Nanaimo, a small city located on Vancouver Island. It was our first trip to British Columbia, and it would become soon our first navigation in the North Pacific. To reach our destination as fast as possible and start provisioning for our cruise, we decided to take a seaplane. That was also a first experience for the three of us, and an opportunity to discover our sailing destination from the sky. After a short wait at the seaplane terminal, it was finally time to board.
Okay folks, seatbelts firmly.
We did not have a very well predefined plan. Our intention was to cross the Strait of Georgia from Nanaimo and cruise along the Sunshine Coast to Desolation Sound. A 200 nautical miles journey in British Columbia, best kept secret. This destination was rated by National Geographic as one of the top 10 cruising destinations in the world. After a short 20 minutes flight, we were already reaching our destination. At first glance, Nanaimo looks to be a huge marina with thousands of boats waiting for adventure. Our boat was an Oceanis 331, rented to Nanaimo Yacht Charters and Sailing School. We spent most of the afternoon provisioning, and trying to store 15 days of supply in our small boat. Our intention was to stay off-grid as much as we could and only stop in harbors for water and essential fresh goods. We had enough beers, wine, and booze to cross the Pacific Ocean. We left the marina early morning to our Buccaneer Bay. We did not know much about the place, but the name was inspirational. The anchorage was in a small island across the Strait of Georgia, 20 nautical miles sail with light wind. The perfect condition for the first navigation with a boat we did not know.
Pero a ver, ¿por qué coño no ha puesto esto ahí arriba?
On a 6, 7 de vent et on va à 4 nœuds. Oh, je crois que c'est pas mal.
The navigation was easy, and we slowly crossed the firing practice area hoping that the military would not be practicing that day.
Et voilà notre destination. Encore 5 miles, 6 miles. 1h30, on va à 3 nœuds et demi, 4 nœuds. Avec 8 nœuds de vent, 6 nœuds de vent, pendant les rafales.
Meno. Vale.
Chico, ¿a ti te agotó así?
Sí, dos.
We had chosen Buccaneer Bay as our first destination because it sits surrounded by North and South Thormandy Islands, about 20 kilometers off the British Columbia mainland. The lay of the islands protects the bay from the winds that can rush up or down Georgia Strait, making it a relatively safe and comfortable anchorage. Coming from Florida, we had to get used to the huge tide of the region. We moved a few times in the bay to find the ideal spot to anchor. Also, the weather forecast was predicting 25 knots wind for the night and we needed to make sure that we could deploy enough chain. Even if the bay looks big, they are little space to avoid anchoring in deep water. Off the beach, the depth goes from 10 feet to 80 feet in a few boat lengths, making the choice of a good spot challenging. Soon, it was time to prepare dinner and relax enjoying this incredible place. The next morning it was low tide, and the place was looking quite different. The beach was now close to the boat, and we decided to explore. Maribel started looking for clams and Neil spotted an eagle flying over the bay.
Toutes les huîtres. Les huîtres et les huîtres. Hop.
We also found a huge number of oysters. It was too much temptation to resist.
¿Cómo está?
¿Estás buena?
Joder, tan buena.
Have a feast of oysters and clams. We took the kayak to explore the bay. In the next episode, we will continue our journey with a stop at Hardy Island before visiting a mining town on Texada Island.